Hey, welcome back. Okay, so let's just dive right in. You've done all the hard work assessing your company's AI security needs. You're sitting on a mountain of data. But how do you actually turn all that analysis into a real, effective training program? That's the puzzle we're going to solve today.
And just so you know where all this is coming from, everything we're about to cover is pulled straight from Chapter 8 of the AI Security Training Needs Assessment Framework tutorial. We're zeroing in on that make or break step, defining your program's scope.
So there you are. You've got all these findings about risks, knowledge gaps, and what your employees need. And honestly, this is the exact moment where so many of these initiatives just stall out. The huge question is, what's the very next step to get from data to doing?
That next step? It's all about building a bridge. This is the critical link that connects everything you discovered to your actual implementation plan. Without this bridge, all that valuable analysis, well, pretty much goes nowhere.
I love this slide because it shows you the problem so clearly. Over on one side, you've got your findings, all that data, the risks, the gaps you found. And on the other side, that's the training program you want to build, right? With its content and learners and goals. The scope is the structure that connects the two. Without it, you're just left with a bunch of interesting facts. And this just hits the nail on the head. The source material says it perfectly. Your findings are basically just academic exercises until they are translated into clear, actionable training specifications. That translation, that's the document that makes the whole thing real.
Okay, so how do we build that bridge? We do it with a training scope document. And the best way to think about this is like an architect's blueprint for your entire training program. It's the detailed plan that makes sure what you build is exactly what you need, strong, stable, and totally fit for purpose. Now, this blueprint is built on 8 critical pillars. And notice, it's not just about what you're going to teach, it's a complete plan. It covers who you're teaching, how you'll deliver it, what you'll need, your timeline, and this is a big one, how you're going to know if you've actually succeeded. Every single one of these pillars is essential for a strong foundation.
And here's why that's so important. This document isn't just for the training team. It's a tool for alignment across the whole company. It gets your designers, your developers, your department heads, and all the stakeholders on the same page, building towards the same clear goals. It just kills the guesswork.
Now look, in a perfect world, you'd have an unlimited budget and all the time in the world to tackle every single training need you found. But we don't live in a perfect world. So let's talk about making those tough but really necessary choices. How do you decide where to start to get the biggest impact?
This is the question every single training manager has to answer. You've got this long list of needs, but your resources are limited. How do you figure out what to do in phase 1 versus what can wait? You need a solid, logical way to prioritize.
And here it is, a great framework for making those calls. Take a look at the weighting here. Risk severity is number 1, right at the top, because that's where you get the biggest security bang for your buck. Regulatory stuff is also a high priority. You definitely want to avoid legal trouble. But what's really fascinating is that implementation feasibility, how easy it is to do, is ranked lower. The message is clear. Don't let what's easy distract you from what's most important. Okay, so we've talked about what to build first. Now let's talk about how to build it. Instead of creating some huge, clunky training course that's impossible to update, the smart move is to think in modules. This is all about building for flexibility, building for the future. Your whole structure starts with foundation modules. This is the bedrock. It's the core stuff on AI security, company policies, and best practices that absolutely everyone in the organization needs to know, no matter what their job is.
Then, on top of that solid foundation, you start to layer your role-specific modules. And this is where training gets really powerful and relevant because the risks someone in HR faces are totally different from someone in finance. This layer gives people targeted content that speaks directly to their day-to-day work.
And finally, for your specialists, your power users, and your leaders, you have advanced modules. These are the deep dives for the people who really need to get into complex scenarios or who are in charge of strategic oversight. This whole tiered approach just makes sure everyone gets exactly what they need and none of the stuff they don't.
And the benefits of doing it this way? Oh, they're huge. When some new AI tool or threat pops up, you just update one little module, not the entire program. You can mix and match these modules to create custom learning paths, which makes the training super efficient and way more engaging. It's a strategy that's built to last. So let's bring it all back to that central idea. The scope document isn't a file you create and then just forget about. It's a living blueprint. It guides your first build, of course, but just as important, it provides the foundation for all the future updates and improvements you're going to make as the AI world keeps changing.
And that leaves us with one final and really important question for you. After all the data, all the analysis, you have to look at your plan and ask, is our training blueprint actually ready to build on? Because that strong foundation, it really is everything. Thanks for digging into this with me today.